All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the weekly update. All right, so guys, we're in a topping process. That's like clear as day. That's what's going on, to me at least. And I'm going to show you guys, like, what's making me draw that conclusion in this video. If you guys have been following along, then you know why I've been drawing that conclusion. But I'm going to point out some things that I noticed today as I was getting the weekly update over there on Webull ready, the written update, which I think is quite amazing. All right, and I think a lot of people are going. I think this is going to help a lot of people just by seeing one of these things, and they're going to be like, "Holy crap! I don't need to FOMO into these moves." Like, wow. All right, and I'm going to start off with that. All right, so we're going to just hide all of my drawings here. All right, and guys, this is what you can expect to see here on the channel. Like, this is guaranteed. All right, I can't guarantee anything but this, but I can guarantee, I can promise to you, you're going to find insights, continuous insights here on this channel that you're likely not going to be seeing in a consolidated place all across the internet. All right, now this isn't something I saw on anyone's thing. All right, this is literally me analyzing the chart. Guys, I analyze the charts each and every day, and that's why I say it. I put myself in a position where I'm like kind of forced to each and every day come back to the charts and just like, yeah, spend a lot of time looking at these things. All right, right here. All right, just literally, guys, every single time we're gonna take this off real quick. All right, I'm gonna paint a picture for you guys. All right, which it sucks because I want to use an arrow right now, but I can't. All right, so just follow my cursor over here, guys. Every single downturn this year on the bear market, all right, this year, and there's two things that I found on these charts using moving averages here, that is going to be quite helpful to a lot of freaking people. All right, oh, I can't even draw right now. All right, look at that, you sliced through it, you came back and retested it, so there you go. All right, so that was your first downturn in the bear market. All right, well, guess what, price sliced through the 20 MA, came back and retested it before going lower. All right, what do we have over here? Price sliced through the 20 MA, came back and retested before going lower. And you even Bears got a second chance here, even if you miss the retest as well. All right, boom, price slices through it, came back to retest it, which I missed out right here. But look at this, price slices through it. And yeah, it came up and, overthrew it there. But regardless, anyone who FOMO'd into the move, and that's what I'm getting at. That's why I think this is going to be helping people. Hey, anybody who FOMO'd into the move right here, just know you don't have to be doing these things, okay? You can, if you don't establish your short position up here and say, like, it comes to right here and you're uncertain, all right? I'm just putting it out there that you don't have to FOMO into it. Like maybe you get screwed up like this, okay? Or again, it slices through it. With every single example here, besides this most recent February high, the major high over here, every single example, it was pretty quick. You came back and retested that. So that's all I'm trying to get at. All right. Now, I also want to point out this, right? So this is something I started using last week, all right, which I am going to be, is the condition that and not this specifically, but this AEMA, all right? This is definitely an indicator that I want on my charts, all right? And here on the channel, guys, we will look at, candlesticks and just little price action, all right? We obviously look at the trend. We look at candlesticks. We look at formations, structures on the chart, all right? That's a pretty continuous thing. You're going to see my charts are pretty messy because of that. But yeah, I also don't see a reason to be flying blind without indicators. There's just no reason to. Why, yeah, there's just no reason to. That we're pretty accurate here on the channel, and I think a lot of that is because of the indicators. All right, there's it's just part of the game, part of my game. All right, which my game here on the channel, guys, is to provide you more value than you can pay others for in this industry. All right, and that's kind of my goal here of this channel. That's it. If you do appreciate that, hey, stick around. All right, please leave a like. It would help, boost the stock of the channel here. All right, get this out to more people. And guys, if you are enjoying this, and hey, if I'm helping you make money, hey, please share this with anyone you think would benefit from this. All right, yeah, right here, guys. All right, every time you slice through this ADMA, it was a precursor that you were gonna go back test, or not back test. You were just gonna go test the 20 MA. And this even goes, actually, this is further out, like not even just in the bear market, but let's just look at the examples I just showed you guys. All right, I don't have drawings up here. Let's see. Okay, so you broke it over here. All right, guess what? Boom, You came and you tested the 20 MA. All right. Let's look it over here. All right. You held the line here. So we're going to call it clear as day break. So when you clear as day break these things, right? Either way, it's a precursor. You see right there, you did have the daily close underneath it right here. Boom. All right. It was pretty you came back and you tested that 20 MA. All right. And this on the daily time frame. All right, so 20 DMA. All right, right over here. You started breaking your 8 EMA. You like that candle, you came and tested the 20 MA. All right, over here. All right, you started to break that. What happened? The next candlestick, you came and tested the 20 MA. All right, what happened over here? You broke it on this candlestick. It's that candlestick right here. All right, and what happened? 2 candlesticks later, you came and tested the 20 MA. Boom, bop, bing, boom, pow. All right, so that's why I'm saying, guys, we are like clear as day to me. We're in a topping process. I think we're going through what I'm describing right here. All right, and now we get into all my clutter because that's what actually is going on. And let's actually, let's declutter this chart so it's nice and pretty for everyone. And this all makes sense to me, but you know what? Maybe it doesn't make sense to others. All right, so let's clean this bad boy up. You know what? We even threw it. We'll put that back on the chart when it's becoming relevant again. There's just no reason to have it here. We're gonna have that there. All right, we're gonna take that off the chart. We're gonna take this off the chart. There was an old gap fill. All right, we're going to. That's not needed anymore. There was an hourly gap fill. Boom, bop, bing, boo, pow. All right. I guess it's pretty clean right there. You clear as day do see that sellers are holding the line again, guys. So this is the same zone. What you're seeing right here, this red zone, same zone as my blue box over here in SPY. All right. Again, I know it's a cluttered chart. I 100% know. For me, it makes perfect sense, right? These are all reaction spots that I see causing reactions, and that I act on the reaction to these reaction spots. So for my trading personally intraday, I need it. So that is why they will be on my charts. All right, but I will make it as pretty as possible for everybody. All right, so as you see right now, guys, we're finally, this whole time we've been like boom, 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 you're bouncing off of this 80 MA. Guess what? Now you have a close. Now I'm gonna do this. Boom, bop, bing, boom, pow. Look, you have your first close under it. What's going to happen, guys? Are we going to freaking come down and test the 20 MA? Like, I know, so over here, you didn't exactly test the 20 MA right away. But look, you came, like, so freaking close to this. All right, let's just see the price. Let's see if we came down here in pre-market, all right? So that given day, where was it? That given day, it was 4,053. Oh, wait, never mind. This is SPX. You didn't go in pre-market. There is no pre-market. On SPY, maybe you did. I don't know. All right, but just something I thought I'd start the video off with. Which guys, I'm gonna try and keep this video as short as possible. You guys can go see the written update over there. All right, I'm just gonna kind of call out some insights I'm seeing. Okay, obviously we are in a topping process. All right, so now that I called out that, and that was just a way I want to. Hey, if I can help someone not FOMO out there, that would make my freaking everything. Okay, that would be amazing, because at the end of the day, fear of missing out. And honestly, just fear in the market, okay? If you're not flowing, like, that's just what's going to lead to not markets. It's going to lead to losses. Like, there's just no reason to put yourself through these things, all right? So if I can help with that, there we go. All right? But yeah, so that is the first thing I wanted to point out. All right, the second thing I want to point out over here is, guys, we still do have this bearish divergence going on, and I'm going to point out down here, guys, the bottom was marked with these bullish divergences, but even before you had this big one that put in the bottom, okay, and it doesn't have to be the bottom. For all I know, I think we're probably going to come back down here, and we'll probably, went down there, I'll probably be looking for the same thing, the bullish divergence. But look, on NASDAQ, guys, you like to form these things, all right? And you had this one that gave you this rather decent rally right there, that counter trend rally. You had this one that gave you rather decent counter trend rally. Then you had the big one, all right? Then you had this guy, and this really sets you up for, that right there, all right? But now we have a big bearish divergence right there, right? So even if it's not going to come out and, like, be like this one and really change that trend on you, all right, that, like, macro trend, yeah, like, even if it's not going to be like that, like, it's still likely it's going to lead to a sell-off. Now, the second thing I want to really point out here is that sellers are finally stepping in. All right, you see on the weekly time frame over here, you have this weekly weekly volume candlestick over here, or volume candle, whatever we want to call this thing, volume bar, I guess. But over here, guys, all right, you have increasing sell volume. This whole time, you have had buyers into control. All right, you've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green volume bars right there. All right, also, this is increasing sell volume, which is showing that sellers were in control this week, right? Meaning they were responsible for most of the volume. All right, so like, you know, that's only going to pop up when sellers are taking positions right here. All right, you had that going on, you went lower. But guess what? I remember this. This was fear. Okay. So this is just a sign to me that we're finally seeing fear starting to enter the market. And it's in a spot that's not, you know, like we're not in extreme fear territory on the fear and greed index. We're in the greed category. All right. So this is just a sign to me that fear is re-entering the market. All right. Like the big boys that control the SPX volume over here that are responsible for trading this thing back and forth. All right. They're, you know, they're starting to take bearish positions. So that's what I'm getting at. Okay. That's just a sign to me. Okay. Over here on QQ, you didn't have the increase in sell volume. I don't think you even did on SPY. But again, big boy SPX. That is what I pay attention to a lot. All right, there's that. Also, look at this decreasing buy volume over here. All right, plus, like, I mean, you had the increasing buy volume right here. All right, so it was decreasing up until then because this move was a short squeeze. All right, guys, so many people were short betting on a crash over here. I'm gonna bring you guys back. All right, look at this. Your RSI literally topped out at the same exact spot it does every other time. When it gets above 69, guys, on the RSI, you're either in crash mode or that is where it's going to top. I pointed this out, and again, this is just one of those insights that you're going to see here on the channel. I don't know. I don't know if other people are calling that out, but guess what? Your boy, like, he likes to look at conditions. All right, I like to back test what has happened in the past, and yeah, all right. History is not going to repeat itself, but it is going to rhyme. All right, and I'm just going to say, guys, all right. I'm not gonna don't take me as a perma bear. Please don't. All right. I'm a realist. I understand how the system works. And this system, it is only a matter of time until something goes kapooey and it's gonna be like, oh, wow, that's right there. And people are gonna call it a black swan. I'm gonna say no. All right. My window, in my personal window for like a crash to go down is end of 2023, early 2024. All right. And that could start at any point, guys. All right. Once that yield curve starts reverting to 3 to 10, all right, you only have a certain amount of time until that thing actually, you know, until a recession hits. Typically with the, you know, if we're going to get a crash, it's going to be during the recession. It's going to be when people are panicking. Okay. So, you know, that's why my window is what it is. All right. Second half of 2023, early 2024. I don't know when it's going to be. All right. I don't know, but we are getting to May. All right. This is the 5th month. All right. You got, you know, we're almost into that window there. All right, and if this is going to be it, this is going to be it. All right, don't let me put any fear in your mind, guys. You don't want to be trading a crash, guys. You like what we're going to be doing. We're just going to be taking it as we go. We're going to be trading intraday. We're going to be, you know, if something pops, if the swing position pops up in the chart, hey, there you go. Pull your triggers. And like if you're following along with technicals, you should be catching these moves regardless. Okay, yeah. Like, yeah, you're going to be scaling out. You're going to be following your rules and stuff. So you're not going to, you know, be all in when a crash occurs. And you're not going to get filthy freaking rich. But you're going to make it so you can maneuver through these tough times that we're going through in the markets. Like, guys, this is probably, you know, wrecking like the vast majority, like 99.5% of people, market participants in the market are probably just getting sliced by this price action. All right. So that's what I'm saying. Just do what you got to do to make sure you're not in that position. You do not want to be getting screwed in this market. And like, even especially if you know something big is coming and you can profit off it, do not get screwed right before something were to happen. I'm not saying right before as in it's about to go down, but I'm saying, hey, you know, it's our window it's there. All right. You have a window for these things to go down, and like, hey, we're approaching the end of that window. So, well, the beginning of that window, in my opinion. All right. And everything you hear on this channel, guys, is all speculation. All right. And you know, there's that. All right. Just know none of it's financial advice. I mean, obviously, anybody coming on here, yeah, I get it. Okay. YouTubers, they say it all the time, but like in reality, all right, yeah, a lot of this stuff is going to make sense. All right. You're only following along if it is making sense to you. That's typically, you know, that you're not going to follow along if it doesn't make sense to you. So I get it. You get it. But just know things are not going to repeat themselves. They're going to rhyme. All right. So, you know, every situation is unique, which is why a lot of people will keep getting these biases and keep getting sliced throughout this market. That's just what's going to happen. for the vast majority of people. That's it. All right. But that is what I want to point out on the want to go over that on the weekly time frame. Now, so one other thing I'll point out is that you are starting to get your congestion up here. Oh, I can't even go over the drawing, but either way, you have wicks. All right, you have the same thing forming right here. All right, I'm just saying all of these tops, they had these conditions that I speak of. All right, also on the weekly RSI, I want to point out this is like, yeah, you're not in overbought territory. Okay, and I think QQ's actually picked on up to like 60 or something like that. 61, yeah. So I mean, you definitely have room to fall there. All right, but every single time SPX is turned down in this bear market so far, you have literally been in the same exact spot here on the weekly RSI. So that's also something to note. And now, guess what, guys? What do all these align with, guys? The stochastic crossing down from, well, not all of them, but like, you know, the past 3 times here, all right, past 3 peaks here on the RSI, the stochastic has been the same spot it's at right now. Guys, we got like a pretty sick, nasty sell-off right there. That was something to be played, but guess what? It barely brought your weekly, and this is the fast stochastic, guys, all right? So just, it's everybody, I think it's just called stock on here, all right? But if you're going to use this on Webull, it's called the F Fisto or whatever the freak you want to call it. It's fast stochastic. All right, just so anybody, if you really like these indicators that I go over here, all right, like, you know, just that's how you find it on Webull. All right, but yeah, I mean, look at this, guys. Like, we're set up to sell. That's why I say this is like big sell setup. It's so obvious, and that's why, like, I've been continuously just reiterating that dealers aren't going to just pay out everyone. They're not going to make it very obvious, all right? They're going to make it obvious, and then they're going to trick people, and then they're going to shake people, and then they're going to finally fulfill the obvious setup. All right. But guess what? They don't make money if the vast majority of people are in puts. That's just not how it works. Unless they want to flip short. Okay. If there's like a big catalyst. So that's what I'm saying. If there's a bit like a black swan that the market's just not pricing in, like the banking fiasco. Okay. Like, yeah, like, you know, the market didn't crash off it, but nobody and again, the charts were suggesting the same thing they're suggesting up here, guys. We're approaching the top. Okay. I understand the weekly, the weekly oscillators never fully cycled back, especially not on QQ here, right? SPX, they were getting there. And I get that. Okay. But on the daily time frame, guys, this setup, the sell setup, it's like getting to be pretty similar over here. All right. And again, history's not going to repeat itself, but it is going to rhyme. So I want to let everyone know that's how things work. All right. But yeah, okay, guys, I think they're probably going to be setting up a trick here, another trick. All right. And they've had, like, guys, you see what's been going on here? All right. Over here, I'm going to actually point this out. There's something I just pointed out in the Webull update over there, which is right here, guys. All right. You have bull trap, bull trap, bull trap. Okay. That was a sloppy arrow. Bull trap. All right. And over here, you have bear trap, bear trap. Okay, well, right here we have one bull trap, one bear trap, and then you got, boom, you got sliced. Okay, yeah, I guess we can't call that the bear trap. This would be the bear trap, bull trap. Okay, which arrow's right there. Okay, bear trap maybe, bull trap maybe. All right, so that would literally, and that's why I say, like, guys, I just, you know, I like reviewing the charts, okay? Nothing's going to repeat itself, but these are all things to keep in mind in the back of your head. If they're able to do it over there and trap the crap out of people twice here on the bear side and 3 times on the bull side, all right? Do you not think, you know, there's a chance we do it over here? That's what I'm getting at, guys. If I can help someone not get wrecked, I would love that, okay? And that goes along with what I started this video off of, with what I was showing you on the 20 DMA, guys, over on SPX. Guys, there's going to be another opportunity to short it. But just know, guys, just know the probabilities are very high, like extremely high. If you bust through the 20 MA and then you know, right here, you get the back test. So this 20 MA is going to go like that. So now you're getting a back test. Just know it's going to be an extremely high probability trade right here. All right, going off of what every single other occurrence in the bear market, which is how many times is this? All right, and keep in mind, all right, this is also something that typically happens outside the bear market too. All right. Oh, you know what? Never mind. That's what I was looking at. Never mind. No, it doesn't. Never mind. The 8 EMA thing I was saying before, where you break it and then you test the 20 EMA, that is something that consistently happens outside the bear market. So guys, go back test that if you want. That is actually something pretty cool insight in my opinion. All right, that's pretty freaking cool. All right. But yeah, all right, it's going to be extremely high probability if you get the back test that it's going to be a profitable short if you're entering there. Let's just count how many times in the bear market. You had 1, you had 2, you had 3. I mean, you technically had that too, but we're not gonna have that, okay? Because these are tops. These are the major tops we're talking about. Right? So the 3 out of 3 so far, major tops had this condition. What do we have? 4 out of 4. 4 out of 4. All right, you broke through it, came back and retested. I guess I get it. You overthrew it a little bit, but guess what? That's what we're gonna call the retest. All right, over here, 5 out of 5. All right, so are we gonna have 6 out of 6? So as of right now, it's a 100% win rate in the bear market. And guys, things don't have to repeat themselves, but hey, I wouldn't be surprised if that is what we see over here again. All right, so just know if you do see that, hey, don't let your fear cloud your judgment, okay? Because in reality, these are the facts. All right, I show you the facts continuously here on the channel. All right, again, if you want these, follow along. Love to have you in this across these platforms. This is our community, guys. All right, we got a decent community going on here, and yeah, please, you know, like, feel free to share with other people. I would be so appreciative of it. That's all I'm gonna say. That was easy. All right, this market, guys, this market has been fun. All right, all right, so I guess we'll move over to VIX, and then I'm gonna go over the lower time frames because, in my opinion, the lower time frames are also agreeing with exactly what I just showed you there. All right, which also, you know, like, if everything's in agreement with each other, there you go. All right, this, you know, high probability scenario right there. All right, you do have VIX over here, okay, and I want to point out that that's happening, but what I really want to point out is VVIX. All right, so this was something I pointed out. The only reason this thing moves is if VIX, the expected move, is increasing, okay? So again, this goes along with that whole trap thing I was talking about. And it doesn't just mean retail getting trapped, guys. The big boys are the things that actually, like, you know, they're like mainly responsible for the price action we see. So it's not just retail, okay? It's not just algos in this market, guys. I promise. This is all just psychology. All the price action review here on the channel, it's all trader and investor psychology. That's what forms these candlesticks. That's what forms the patterns. That's what forms everything, okay? And guess what? Who gets to influence all of these? The dealers, okay? Everything works together, okay? Here, guys, we bring an order to the chaos. That's just what we do. All right, you broke out of this wedge you got going on. You can clearly see it over here on the 4-hour time frame. But yeah, VVIX over here, guys, you did end up, like, you know, you got way ahead of yourself. That's all I'm getting at right here, okay? You now have your stochastic crossing down. And again, like, honestly, it's the probable scenario, in my opinion, that you go up for another bull trap. I don't know if it's going to be a lower high or a higher high. I have no idea. QQQ already, like, has put in a lower high here. So over here, guys, and that's why I'm saying, I pointed this out in the Webull update too, in a drawing. Over here, you literally do have, you have 2 lower highs, okay? So over here, we only have 1 lower high so far. So are we going to now get a third? All right, and they're just literally taking more time. So over here, let's actually just see how many daily candlesticks this took over here. So this took 10 bars, so that's 2 weeks. Well, this guy's topping process has been 3 weeks so far. No, it's been 2 weeks. Wait, no, it has been. It's, yeah, so we've had 3 weeks of topping process right here because the weekends are discluded. And boom, all right, are we about to have, like, it's literally going to be double the time it took over here, which means, guys, double the people are going to be confused. It might, well, maybe, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm going to do my best to keep killing it intraday. That's honestly what I found to be the most profitable thing that I've done in months is, hey, you're just sitting there, just like, you know, when your edge pops up, all right, you're just taking these intraday trades, all right? Doing pretty good on those as of right now. All right, as of right now, we're doing decent. But over here, what is the last thing I want to? Oh, not last thing, but I do. It is going to be the last thing, right? It's going to be the lower time frames, all right? I want to point out the VIX over here. So this is the last thing I want to point out over here on VIX, all right? You do have this. You broke out. You came in here. This is something that, you know, I was pointing out the other day in my video. You're getting rejected right here. And the only way you're going to retest the zone that you finally had the floor drop out of, this was something that was holding up for quite some time. You finally had the floor drop and you went way lower. You went from 18 all the way down to 16. That's like a 10% drop on Mr. VIX. All right, that's, you know, volatility is getting crushed here. Crushed. All right, absolutely crushed. There you go. Which, guys, just so you guys know, all right, anybody, like, puts are going to be the cheapest they're going to be right exactly where they are right now. all right? Because VIX is down here, okay? Automatically, if you see VIX go from 16 back up to $30, okay, we'll say 15 to 30, your puts that you buy down here, regardless of what happens to price, if just VIX does that and no, no correlated market move happens with that, guess what? Your puts go up 100%. That's just how the VIX is. It's literally, and it's on SPX. If you're buying SPX options or SPY options, it should be very similar over there. Extremely like, that's just SPY to SPX. They're like the same thing. All right. One is the ETF that tracks the other. So there you go. I trade SPY just because they're cheaper. Okay. And eventually I'll be trading SPX. But yeah, that is for the big boys. Your boy will be a big boy eventually. There we go. Give me some years. All right. Yeah, guys, I think you're coming in for this back test. This is what I thought you were going to be doing. You're getting rejected here. And I think you're going to be, I don't know if you come down and make a lower low. I don't know. I think that comes with a bullish divergence here. Another bullish divergence, all right? We already had the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the quadruple bullish divergence on the RSI. These bullish divergences, they just show you that, someone has their foot on the lion's neck, and when that person takes the foot off of the lion's neck, it must be a heavy-ass foot if it's holding down a lion, all right? But right when they take that off, the lion's going to lunge at him and be like, hey, that's what I thought, all right? I just ate you. I killed you, all right? And that's when that thing does that, all right? And you're seeing, you're starting to get that move. So I don't know how far they carry this out, okay? I think it's probable that we come down, maybe we make a lower low, and that gets treated as a back test. And after that back test, so this is what I was telling my people, I thought we were going to get the back test here, all right? And then, there was that, all right? And I'm just letting you guys know, all right? I still think that is going to be the case. The probable scenario, guys, if we end up seeing this, I'm going to be so flabbergasted if they finally give you the trap that I've been calling for quite some time, all right? And honestly, guys, they effectively would have been, if they send this thing up, holy Jesus, they got so many bears sucked in here just to do that. And then it's probably going to be exactly what I was talking about the whole, not exactly, but like, hey, if we get into the zone, guys, all right, from here to here, I don't think they're going to give you that. I don't think they're just going to stop you here, okay? I think it would be slightly above it because, hey, shorts are going to enter right here, all right? And boom, they're going to start ticking you up here. Shorts are going to cover, we'll say here, tick you up a little higher. And then boom, there's your next short entry. There's your long exit. So why would they give you that? There you go. Then you start tanking, okay? And maybe you get it hit with the gap down. There you go. That effectively would make it so shorts cannot enter and longs get trapped. All right. And an example of that effective trap would be over here on right here on September. All right. And you also had gap downs over here. And that's what I'm saying. All right. A gap down just really makes the other side crap their pants at open. That's what I've been in that situation. And that's all it does. Is it just makes you, it leads to such irrational decision making. All right, that's what the gap downs do. So that's why I say, like, hey, the dealer's trick, if they're going to pull the biggest one, it's going to be hit with that gap down. Like over here, people probably thought, oh, you're breaking out the rising wedge. I'm pretty sure I did. But again, I've been aware these past 2 weeks, I've been hyper aware that the dealers are going to be pulling the tricks. Because again, I don't want to be getting wrecked from this market, okay? And that's why I say, guys, do what you got to do to make sure you don't get wrecked in this market, okay? If you're making irrational decisions, all right? Like say there's a move that you thought was going to happen and then you didn't get to play that move because you made the irrational decision, you just didn't play it, right? Even though it was facts, it was looking at you right in the face, it was staring at you, all right? And you called it, but guess what? You didn't play it. Well, the only reason these things typically happen is if you're oversized or if you think you know what's going to happen next. Because if you think what's going to happen next, then you're going to start not looking at these things as just facts. You're not going to look at things as just probabilities, all right? And which means you're also going to get super confident in certain things over the others, all right? When in reality, each of these opportunities are probably the same. That's what I'm doing right now with my edge. I'm tracking my edge. And so I can, actually look at like, how is it right now? It's 100%. I started tracking on Wednesday. It is, we're 7 for 7 right now on that edge, on trades taken with that edge. And there's that. So I'm pretty excited on that. If I get to 20 trades on that and it's still 100%, then 110%, I'm going to 40 trades because there has to be losers, guaranteed. All right. It's not going to be 100% because that's going to put too much confidence in someone, way too much confidence. But that's what I'm getting at, okay, guys? Like, at the end of the day, it's all going to be probabilities, but the only way you are going to lead to this irrational mindset is if you're oversized and you think what's, you know what's going to happen next. So don't put yourself in that situation, because none of us know what's going to happen next. All right, guys, let's go over these lower time frames. All right, you have bullish divergences on the 4-hour CCI of right here on QQ. You have it over here on SPY. All right, you're going down for the lower low there. Boom, higher high. All right. Now, what do we have it on the stochastic as well, but what's also it on? NQ. Okay, NQ, you have a triple bullish divergence going on. I wouldn't be surprised to actually see you gap up on Monday. That's personally, like, if I had to really give it a probable scenario on like what happens with the futures market right when they open tonight at like I think they open at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It might be 7 though. I'm not sure. I think it's it. I think it's 6. I think it's 6. I wouldn't be surprised to see it do something like that. I don't know. Okay, I'm just saying. All right, like this again. I think the dealers are gonna pull a trick. All right, I don't think they're gonna make it super obvious. Because look at this. All right, guys, over here on SPX, you can clearly see on the 15-minute time frame. I was explaining this in my last video. Why would they make this? They gave people so much time to enter here. Anybody, and keep in mind, guys, the people who are entering here are probably going to be doing the heaviest because they're the people who are FOMOing, because they think they know what's going to happen next. So boom, like, if I was a dealer, I would be trying, and I could, like, guys, this is theoretical order flow in my mind. All right. I don't actually know. I do know there's a lot of, put open interest out there and the shorts are heavy. I do know the institutions are at, they're at record shorts. Okay. They've never been this short the market. And I think someone shared in the Discord this weekend that there has never been the net positions in the market has never been this low. So that is also something to note as well. I mean, that's just, like, it's agreeing with what I've been saying about the dealers, guys. Like, all of this is just trader psychology, and the dealers are the people to pretty much see all of this, what's going on, and then they get to like use it against everyone. And that's why I say, like, don't get wrecked, because if there's a way for them to wreck the vast majority of people, they're gonna do it. All right, and the vast majority of people are gonna fall into one camp, and they're gonna do it. All right, they're gonna do it over and over and over again. So just do what you got to do to not have that happen. All right, but I want to point out, you got this bullish price action going on. All right, you broke out from this wedge. Right, on all of the other ones, you did not break out yet. SPX, you broke out of your wedge. You came back for the back test. We call this a hook and go. A hook and go, guys, is literally just this is your resistance. Okay, I know they're all white arrows. I get it, but this right here, this line right here, that's your resistance. We'll call it a trend line. Actually, we'll go like this. All right, we'll literally boom, bop, bing, boop, pow. All right, that's your thing right here. We're going boom, boom, boom. Oh, boom. There you go. Boom. There you go. Here's your hook. Well, no, here's your hook. There's your go. Okay, and you got the same exact resistance right there. Boom. Came over it. Okay, boom. All right, so you're just pretty much, you're replacing resistance and support. That's all the hook and go does. Okay. So if you do see SPX bust up past here, okay, past where we got rejected at the other day, right here, right, which, obviously sellers came in slightly high, and that's what I'm saying, guys. Dealers gonna pull the tricks. They're not always these levels aren't always gonna be exact. All right, but if you see this thing start passing here, that's when, I'd probably be looking for something like that. And then you're probably having another test of the zone up here. And we're going to have to see if sellers hold the line, guys. I'm still sticking with everything I've been saying, all right, over here on SPY, all right, because I know most of the people are going to be trading SPY, so that's what we're going to look at right here. All right, guys, if you start seeing you get into the zone here and you get above this blue box, I do think that's where shorts are going to start covering. Okay, if you start, we'll call it 15-minute closes above the blue box, that's where you might actually have, like, an explosive move to the upside on the table. You're going to come fill this gap up here at 421.22. All right, and then 418.31, you don't need any closes above this level. If you start getting really explosive price action from here to here, that's when, I think you probably start also going off the races. All right, nothing has changed, guys. The information, as it changes, I will, report back to you guys here on the channel. But as of right now, guys, all right, we have these bullish falling wedges and holy freaking wedges. You fell out of a wedge there. All right, you're in a wedge there. You break out of your pennant / wedge there. Boom, you come in for the retest. What is it for? You formed that, and it this rising wedge that the breakout of this one gave you now this one into another falling wedge with the back test of this wedge. It's so stupid what's going on here, right? But this is guys, it's really as simple as TA gets, okay, guys? There's nothing else to it. It's literally this. All right, but you do have this triple bullish divergence going on in NQ, which, I mean, along with all the other bullish divergences I'm seeing all over the place here. You got one in ES, NQ, SPY, QQQ, SPX. Did not have that, but you come over here to the hourly time frame. We did have that over here. And guys, anything on SPX, it's just more important. All right, it's the big boy. It doesn't have after hours, so you don't have all the mess. We'll say it. You don't have the fuckery. You don't have the mockery. All right. But yeah, right. You had these bullish divergences going on here. You know, again, this was coming at the bottom of like this potential wedge you had right here. You also have the same thing on QQ, same thing on SPY, same thing on NQ, ES. You know, when you're seeing confluence all over the board here, I think it's highly unlikely that, you know, it's not going to play out. Also, you had confluence here with VIX. This is also something I, you know, shared over there. All right. Yeah, last thing, let's really look at Bitcoin, guys. So just so everyone knows exactly what I just showed you guys, this thing does suggest, like, hey, if all of these things are going to play out, technicals, in my opinion, if technicals are going to play out, the short-term technicals here, we're going to get a move to the upside, and that goes along with what I've been saying about dealers trying to squeeze as many people as possible. So there's that. All right. But yeah, okay, let's, Bitcoin, where are you, Bitcoin? All right, so Bitcoin, guys, so you did end up bouncing here, okay? And this is where I was saying buyers are probably going to end up stepping in. But if they do step in here and you don't, so my two scenarios I pitched in, I think it was Friday's video here, because that's where we were testing it over here. It was, yeah, on Friday. All right, this was scenario number 1, all right, which I didn't think was probable. Scenario number 2 was the probable scenario, I believe, all right? Either way, I know for a fact there are 2 scenarios there. All right, and again, guys, nobody has a crystal ball. Nobody knows what's going to happen. I definitely don't have a crystal ball. All right, but I do know what to watch on the charts. All right, and if you want to be taken alongside me as I do these things, and you want to learn these things, this is where it's going to happen. Okay, but yeah, there you go. All right, scenario number 1 right there. Scenario number 2 is you come in for the back test. End game on both of them is you come right here. Down to, yeah, around 20K-ish. Okay. All right, so I guess that is it. The last thing I'm going to mention, guys, if you would like to come trade with a you know, a community of traders, all right, love to have you. It is a growing community. All right, we are currently at around 60 people as of right now. All right, so if you would like to come trade with us intraday, as well as swing trades will be in there. But if you want to, you know, if you want a community to trade with, feel free. All right, link is down below. It's Hen Views. That is that's the community. Okay. All right, with that being said, guys, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.